Hey everybody, this is your friend Daniel Hutchins, and today we are wrapping up the limited time series of Talk to Spider-Man Dan. But for this whole course of this video, we're going to be talking about various different topics of the comic book universe while I'm wearing a Spider-Man mask, and I'm also going to wear these plastic costume glasses for safety reasons, because without having the glasses over the Spider-Man mask, it doesn't really give you the more of the unique style of Spider-Man Dan that I have for you to offer. Now, first off, we are talking about ideas of Venom 3. Now, first, you'll see me put the mask on. Luckily, I've gone a little better with putting it on and taking it off. And so for Now, for safety reasons, guys, I have to make sure I wear glasses over top. That way, it gives it more of a Spider Man Dan look. Now, I know as silly as it sounds, I need to use it so I can see better. But, guys, do not try this at home. Kids, do not try this at home. I'm a professional, so I know how to do this. Okay, so if I'm doing that, I'm going to have to maximize my screen. And it might be a little slower, but that's okay. So Tom Hardy has already come up with new ideas for Venom 3. Now, okay. So, oh my god, this stupid pop-up video always fucking comes up whenever I visit comicbook.com. Now, noted guys, sometimes in videos I can curse and sometimes in videos I swear. But again, don't feel that offended if I say something that might not be what you think. Okay, so Tom Hardy has already have plenty of ideas for Venom 3. This was an article from a couple of months ago, guys. So from the falls of the live action story of Eddie Brock in symbiote costumes with the release of Spider-Man spin-off film we know as Venom Let There Be Carnage, the sequel of the 2018 highly successful Venom movie, Marvel fans have been waiting to see how Tom Hardy's anti-hero fares with the follow-up film. Now, Hardy himself already has eyes towards the third installment of the franchise. A lot depends on how Venom Let There Be Carnage performs in theaters. Now, that being said, there are certainly ideas for this table of Venom 3. Speaking to a site we know as Esquire, he said that he's put some plans in the tank for the third Venom film. Again, it seems as though Sony was behind him in these endeavors, given that provided Let There Be Carnage is able to make some money. Now, I'm thinking of a third movie as well, because everyone needs a trilogy. Now, again, there's no telling what direction this movie will take, especially given this fact that we haven't seen a second installment from a series just yet, or a third movie would happen. However, Hardy isn't ready to rule out this appearance with the web crawling Marvel hero we know as Spider Man. Now, they want to do a potential Spider Man crossover at some point down the road, but it wouldn't be doing the job I wasn't awake for and open to any opportunity or window. Eventually, if only to be excited by it. Now, obviously, there's a large cannon to leap, bridging by one person alone. It would take a much higher level of diplomacy and intelligence sitting down and talking to take some time in the arena, such as these ideas. Now, should both sides be willing and beneficial to both sides, We don't see why it couldn't be, he continued. We hope and we strongly, with both our hands and our fingers crossed, we push eagerly towards this potential and would do anything to make this happen within what is right in business. But it would be foolish not to head towards the Olympic Games if you're running 100 meters. So, yep, I want to play this on the field. Again, do you think there should be a third movie of Venom? Let me know after the comments of this live stream. Again, it's important that you guys are keeping up with comic book universe because there's always new things. Now, we just want to see. Okay, the 10 best multiversial versions of Spider Man. So, Spider Man No Way Home arrives in theaters this weekend. We know it. But again, bringing a whole new chapter of climatic and thematic stories of Spider Man. Now, the film's expected to see Spider Man dealing with repercussions of his identity being exposed. Okay, so we already kind of know it's the final moments from Far From Home that let his identity open up. And he's crossing paths with villains from previous Spider Man movies and installments. While we do not know he'll be teaming up with other versions or not, this is still speculation. Again, outside the films, quite a lot of Spider Mans exist throughout the multiverse, with Marvel Comics showcasing possibilities of a Spider Verse and Spider Get On later down the road. Again, it's noted, guys, that it might happen. Doesn't mean it will happen, but it might happen. Just saying. So some of these characters and questions have gone on to become mainstays from comic books. Again, while some remain to be the radar focuses of pieces of trivia for all those of nerd culture and geek culture. Again, we all prepare for No Way Home. We could look back at the best versions of Spider Man from the multiverse. Now, I'm not going to dive into each one of them. I'm just going to read the titles and headers to save time. So, Miles Morales, we already know Miles Morales is going to be set up. Another character was getting possibly set up as Spider Gwen. Now, we know Spider Gwen is played by Haley Steinfeld, and she's going to return for Spider Man Across the Spider Verse. Again, next we got Spider Man 2099. Another rumored character. We also got Spider Ham, the Peter Porker we know as the pig-like Spider-Man, Spider Ham cartoon type. We got Spider Punk. Okay, so he was introduced in 2015. Then we have Mayday Parker. Again, she's more of a female version of Peter Parker. Again, she's from a different universe as well, becoming that of Spider Girl and later Spider Woman. But again, so next we got Spider Man, who is one that we've never seen before. It's more of another female one. Then there's Six Armed Spider Man. That's another one that's been noted to possibly appear. We don't know yet. Again, Six Armed Spider Man has actually also been transformed into Man Spider, we've seen from the 1990s animated Spider Man series. Again, we got Web Slinger, which is another different macabre like tragic version of Spider Man. Again, we have Spider's Man. Again, this is weird because it's Spider Man, but it's his his arms are completely made of spiders. Okay, so let me know what your guys' thoughts about the different multiverse Spider-Mans. Again, let me know which multiverse Spider-Man you want to see in live action someday later in the road. Again, please comment down below this live stream after you watch this video. It is very, very, very important. I need to see you guys communicate some more because, like I said, I'm trying to let you guys catch up in the feels of what's to know for comic book universe. Okay, so Now looking. We are looking for more stuff, guys. We are looking for more stuff. Again, we are gonna be stupid pop-up ads. I hate pop-up ads. But again, how Doctor Strange solves the Spider-Man identity crisis from the comics. Okay, this was yesterday, y'all. So, the secret is out. Peter Parker is Spider Man. We know this was framed by the murder of Mysterio. Again, from the Daily Bugle cameo with J. Jonah Jameson, played by J.K. Simmons, from Far From Home. Okay, we already know this. But what we want to know is Doctor Strange makes the world forget that Peter Parker's Spider Man. Everyone except his aunt, and his best friend, and his girlfriend. Now, Peter tampers with Strange's incantation, putting his loved ones in a greater danger than the botched spell, unleashing multiverse villains from out of in revenge against Spider-Man. In comics, Spider-Man has unmasked himself in public to support the government's Superhero Registration Act. We know from the Civil War story from back in the 2000s. Again, when it's noted that Assassin's Bulletin has attended the fugitive of Peter Parker hidden his Aunt May, she is beyond being saved by medical science. Again, noted from Amazing Spider-Man 538. Again, pictures followed below. You can see on the article if you go to comicbook.com. Now, despite for a miracle, Peter turns to the Sorcerer Supreme to save his dying Aunt May. Noted from Friendly Neighborhood Spider Man 24. Now, even Doctor Strange can't cure the gravely injured May, telling him the universe calls us home, and when it is time to go, it is time to go. And for your aunt, it is time for her to go. Now, as harsh as that sounds, it's the truth, y'all. It's the truth. But feeling guilty and responsible for the impending death, Peter has to make a deal with the devil. The demon we know is Mephisto, who was rumored to be in MCU from the start from WandaVision, but that's never happened. Again, not yet anyway. So Peter and Mary Jane's marriage has wiped out from existence as if it has never happened. Mephisto has saved Aunt May from Amazing Spider-Man 545. Now, okay, so though it is believed that time again Mephisto has restored Spider-Man's anomaly beyond the brand new day storylines, one moment from time has revealed Peter Parker again consulting Doctor Strange after one of his enemies has targeted and kills Mary Jane. We know to keep your loved ones safe, you have to take the dangers and the risk. Now, Peter tells Strange, I need the world to forget I'm Spider Man, as quoted from Amazing Spider Man 640. Now, after conferring with Tony Stark and Reed Richards, the leader of Fantastic Four, Doctor Strange has conjured a fusion of magic and sorcery to create an anomaly and wiping out history, recorded and remembered as Spider Man's secret identity. Strange has casted a spell and creates all protective cell, making Peter Parker a sole guardian of mistakes that will never transpire. Now, from the last possible moments, y'all, Peter brings Mary Jane into a spell and the entire world forgets the face beneath Spider Man mask. Everyone except his girlfriend. Now, the Amazing Spider Man 641. Okay, y'all, this all ties in with comics. Now, starring Tom Holland, Zendaya, and others, we know Spider Man No Way Home comes out this weekend. Now, I just figured I'd tell you the comic book tie-ins with how this Doctor Strange has solved the identity crisis of Spider-Man. Because, as noted, I know you guys probably want to know how he's able to solve the crisis. Now we want to go to movie news again. Okay, we want to go down and see if there's any more content here from comicbook.com. Now, again, we don't want to have to repeat the same things over again unless you guys who are new have not seen it before. But given fact that the subscriber number has stayed at a standstill, I'm trying to make it grow by letting you guys know about the new content. Okay, so now something else that I wanted to tell you guys about was Spider-Man actor Tom Holland has spoke out on the behalf of replacing RDJ, otherwise known as short and long terms as Robert Downey Jr. from Marvel Universe. Okay, again, this is a hot universe topic right now. Now, again, Avengers Endgame was released in 2019, ended with Iron Man and Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. dying, and Captain America Steve Rogers growing old, which has left the fans of Marvel Cinematic Universe wondering who is going to read the Avengers in the future. Interviews with GQ, Endgame director the Russo brothers have named Spider-Man Tom Holland the new face of MCU. Now noted, Tom is stepping into the role that RDJ has once occupied in Marvel, which is a favorite character in a lot of ways, in fact, with the souls of Marvel Universe. The Russo brothers even said during another interview with a YouTube channel, they've addressed Russo's comments. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I am the face of the universe, he explained, but I know fans are really supportive of responding massively in the franchise. We are honored that Joe thinks this, but the beautiful thing about Marvel Universe is whoever is the leader is there ever going to be a leader again. You're never going to be alone because you're going to have friends by your side. But you have so many people you can rely on and lean to. Again, people that we've now worked with for years and years and years. And so I don't necessarily feel those pressures anymore. Given fact he's been a Spider-Man for 5 years now. But should we feel these pressures, then yes, I'll call Downey and ask, yeah. I called him the other day and a piece of advice, and he was very kind and cool and patient, as he always is. So, as Holland's future in MCU, there are currently rumors that he is going to be starring in another trilogy, which I had talked about in an article discussion from the past. Now, Total Film has recently spoke with an actor and has made it pretty darn clear that no matter what, there's always going to be a next person to wear a Spider-Man mask. When they cast a young kid in Spider-Man to replace me, it's going to be in a 5 year window. Now, again, upon myself to teach him the responsibility of Spider-Man, Holland explained because it is a huge responsibility. Every time you walk outside your door, you're representing Spider-Man. It's tough to be taxing it sometimes, but because sometimes you want to go out in public and get absolutely wasted, you have to worry about ramifications to the public scrutiny and be like, oh my god, what do you mean you got drunk? But you do not want to do that. Again, Spider Man No Way Home appears this weekend. Again, now you see the connection? I hope so. So now we're going to go to comics. We're going to see if there's any comic book information, guys. Because comic book information is just as good as movie content. Now, we want to see if there is something else. There's always something else in the universe, guys. There's always something else. Okay, so now there is news that Avengers vs. X-Men is going to have a sequel. Avengers vs. X-Men sequel is going to get teased for Free Comic Book Day of next year. This is also hot off the truck. So, announcements of Marvel Comics Free Comic Book Day titles of 2022 has set up the Avengers vs. X-Men on a verge of a collision course in what appears to be a sequel to the 2012 comic event, The Avengers vs. X-Men. Now, Free Comic Book Day, Avengers X-Men #1s featured stories by some artists we know who played the Eternals and Immortal X-Men, and Jerry Dugan, who wrote X-Men. The artist from Eternal Santa's Rises again as well. Now, Marvel stated it is going to lay groundwork for an event that has erupted in the Marvel Universe. Now, given the fact it's going to be 2022, very, very soon, it drastically alters the relationship between the Earth's mightiest heroes and mutants. Now, Marvel is also releasing two more Free Comic Book Day titles, Spider-Man Venom #1 and a Free Comic Book Day 2022 Marvel Voices #1. Now, if you're not familiar with Marvel Voices, you're living under a rock because it's a very, very, very popular podcast platform you can watch and listen to on your local radio stations and podcast channels. Now, Spider Man Venom offers a glimpse at Spider Man's new eras, which readers get a chance to review and check out the new volume of Venom by some new writers of Marvel, and the press release did not specify if Spider Man is still going to be involved in the current Beyond arc. Now, this is just speculations though, but Peter Parker's clone, Ben Riley, is the friendly neighborhood Spider Man with backing up the Beyond corporations. Now, as for Venom, the new creative team takes on over for Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, who's ended their run with Eddie Brock, the new King of Black, tending to the cosmic threats of symbiotes and all across the universe. Now, his son Dylan is replacing him as lethal protector of Earth. Marvel Voices is an anthology series, guys. Anthologies. Again, puts the spotlights of those diverse creators and characters in and across the whole Marvel universe. Avengers vs. X-Men centered on Return of the Phoenix Force, with Avengers seeing the cosmic entities of the threats, the X-Men welcoming the rebirth, and some of the event's more memorable moments included Cyclops, the Emma Frost, Magic Colossus, and Namor, the Submariner. Now, splitting the Phoenix power to the Phoenix Five, and Cyclops killing off his mentor, Charles Xavier, while still under the Phoenix influence. X-Men's regained much of their appeal over the last 2 years thanks from a man we know, Jonathan Hickman. He is a franchise architect of Marvel. Now, Hickman will exit X-Men following a conclusion from Inferno. Now, Inferno is really, really also big too, because in the line underneath it goes a refresh of new creative teams and titles. For example, Kieron Gillen will pen the Immortal X-Men series, and Jerry Dugan remains the main X-Men film and comics titles. Again, Free Comic Book Day one-shots will go on sale on May the 7th of 2022. Again, Free Comic Book Day, Avengers and X-Men #1. There's a preview image and other preview images of other things as well. Amazing Spider-Man and Venom, and Marvel Voices. So Avengers and X-Men sounds like a sequel to Avengers vs. X-Men. Well, that is because it is a sequel, guys. It is a sequel. And a Marvel event featured informations of the Phoenix Five, which is a group of mutants we know under the Phoenix Force. Again, guys, this is really, really cool. Says Cyclops also murdered his mentor, Professor X, under influence of, you guessed it, the Phoenix Force. So, disclosures, guys. Comicbook.com is owned by CBS Interactive and Viacom CBS. You can sign up for more by going to Paramount Plus and clicking on links. Now, you can do that on your own time if you want, but I'm saying there's more content there is to dish out to y'all. So again, I'm doing a couple more, y'all. I'm doing a couple more. So I'm going to try to close out as many articles and talk about as many articles I can so you don't have to worry about me wearing a Spider Man mask until at least my time when I do my full costume suit appearance number 1 of 2022, sometime in the middle of February after that of the Valentine's Day holiday, respectively. Now, of course, we want to talk about something else we wanted to talk about yesterday, but we just got busy, so we are talking about it today. So Marvel has just announced a Captain Carter series and a costume redesign, guys. Again, fresh from the truck this week. The Captain Carter variant of Peggy Carter going to star in a new miniseries of Marvel Comics. From the creator we know from the Captain Marvel and Young Avengers and the Star Wars Dr. Aphros, Captain Carter is a 5-issue mini arc series following the breakout star from Marvel What If, the animated series on Disney Plus. Now, placing her hero as a woman at her time, similar to that of Captain America, awakening from the frozen ice to present day. We know the 75-year sleep deal, you know. So she will have to contend with the reappearance of an old foe in modern day. Now, along with deciding what she stands for in the wield of the shields. Now, that's a rhyme. Wield for the shield. So, as a big fan of Captain Carter and Captain America characters myself, we have seen on screen with anybody, and so we jumped on a chance in a bandwagon with creating our own version, they said. We have this great time exploring what it would be like if Peggy woke up later into the future to end a war, and then of course the world remembers the myth and the legend, Captain Carter again, and if Peggy the reality was just yesterday. Now she finds herself in nearly unrecognizable new worlds. Again, how is she going to fit in? Well, that's what Steve Rogers had to do, again with his story too. But can she be a superhero people want her to be? Another good question that's going to get answered from the series. Exploring those questions has been very exciting. We love the world, and we have to come through, and we can't wait for people to make the pages come true. Now, there's so much life and energy to Peggy Carter than the rest of the cast of the action series we know from Marvel What If, making her the big breakout star. So, along with fan favorite comic book runs, it's also known that designing new costumes of Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, he's also put it in those talents to once again craft a new suit for Captain Carter, respectively speaking, because given a slight update work. Now, Marvel's recently hinted Captain Carter's series with a tease of her own red, white, and blue shield. Okay, so she is supposed to have her first book come out and released to comic book stores across America and across the world on March 9th, 2022. Okay, and her photo and her redesign is so cool. Again, she has really, 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 really adapted into this new world we know with Marvel, of course. Now, of course, we want to know some more about comics, right? You want to know more about comics? Well, yes, we do. We want to see. Well, now we're going to be talking about the Batgirl series. Yes, the Batgirl series. Now, switching gears, the Batgirl series. The new Batgirl series teases Barbara Gordon's mentor role with a new villain. Again, also fresh off the truck this week. So next week we'll see a debut of Batgirl's #1, a new comic take of the mantle of DC's character's Batgirl. Again, the series will revolve around late adventures of Barbara Gordon and we know Oracle, and Stephanie Brown and Spoiler and Cassandra Cain Orphan as fans are curious to know how each of her characters' legacy will factor in play in the series. Now, in particular, y'all, there has already been speculation around Barbara's status quo in her event, as she serves as a mentor as to Steph and Cass. She's dealt with reality of her disability being from the rematch of the Joker, again during a recent roundtable discussion by comicbook.com writers. Again, Michael Conrad has spoke out their approach to Barbara's current position. She's revealed that the showcase a reality of the situation she has and acknowledging how her character was portrayed in other books and medium. Again, her disability is a huge part of her character in Oracle, they've explained. So for people to be able to open up a book and understand what it's relatable to and how important it is to us, we know a lot of disabilities aren't always visible from first. Again, there's lots of disabilities, guys. So we really want to know what kind of character we'll see in their chair, and we'll see her use a cane at some points. Because in her bad days, we notice that there's a story behind it. But again, we have to accept that story and keep going. We come into a book where her character as they were, and to build on what came before. But for us, the main question is very important to the kind of show that we want to honor, to put her character and her history behind us, and for future generations ahead for us to know. Again, we definitely don't want to erase anything about her because it is universe canon, guys, universe canon. So we are approaching her character with a great amount of sensitivity and acceptability as we can. We want to do a great service to people who look at her and identify as something that is meaningful beyond superheroes. They've continued. This is really important topics and heated topics, of course, and it's one that we want to approach in really with great care. The ones of the things in this book is we want to get right. We want to make people happy and feel genuine inside as they read the book. We don't want to make a book that'll get them angry or heated up. We want to have a book that's way more better, or at least have guys a genuine appeal for the story. We have this vision that we want to be as we want it to be, but we also don't want to make a book that makes people upset. Because ultimately, that's not to say we can make everyone happy, but of course, there is any reason for that. Again, some people who have kind of fly in the face and currently standing continually, there's something that we simply can't do, but we can promise whatever we can because we are part of a family of books and a family of universe and a family and community of comic book universe and all across the world. Again, we do this as much as we can to make people feel included in the story and with the community of comic books. But what Barbara has to deal with in Batgirls is see an anti-Oracle character who has first debuted from Fear State. Now, if you guys remember Fear State, also leave out a comment below. They came out of things after Fear State, and Batgirl has came in a very different tail end of it. Again, it's great because we want to find a villain that's kind of tailor-made to Barbara for fighting. Again, she started out as an anti-Oracle character by also developing her as a villain that's been so much more fun. Again, obviously, we just want to use the word Oracle. Again, it's a really, really cool word. But again, as these two characters have similar powers, they go in a very different ways. We don't want to reveal too much about her motivation or her drive yet. Again, that's for you guys to explore in the story. But what's going to happen between them is unknown unless you guys read the story. But definitely noted that it's been cool to kind of throw this wrench at Barbara, and it's seeing how it's now going to change things moving on. Again, Barbara is one of these characters who threatens to be more powerful than shut them almost out of any story. She could shut down Gotham. She could do it just in a matter of a button. but wanted to have that kind of dial it back a little bit. But by no means we want to take away that power from her, because that is what her power is. We want her to have those powers. Again, we want to keep a major threat to a down low and number of different levels. But again, as good opportunities, we establish a language for her to be a part of the story as well. And so, how she is such a critical member of their team. The reasons are entered and extended beyond the computer terminals. Now, Steph, of course, she has a great emotional IQ, and we think that it's one that's very well adjusted and very cool. Capable of seeing things and reading things in a few characters from comics that are capable of. Is also an Oracle, and she's also a Batgirl. We don't want anyone to confuse them when we say Oracle by negation her role as Batgirl, but in fact, once a Batgirl, always a Batgirl, as that quote says. But it's a cool character, and we think people are going to be more hyped about it when we see it in the comic book stories and in ongoing mythologies of Gotham as we see in a terrible way as they are. Again, Batgirl book is supposed to appear in December 14th, which is tomorrow, again, in your local comic book stores. Again, let me know your guys' thought about the new Batgirl series. Again, falling out from the events of Fear State. Again, I really think it's really worth checking out because, like I said, if you guys love Barbara Gordon and Batgirl and Oracle, her character herself, it is definitely a book you should check out because, again, as noted, I put down a lot of different words and quotes that the writers and the creators have said via from a discussion from comicbook.com publishers and editors and directors of these sorts. Now, of course, we want to go to more comic book news, guys. More comic book news. Again, there is a lot of comic book news, everyone. There's a lot of comic book news. Okay. Again, there is a lot of comic book news. Again, now we're going to be talking about Star Wars. Because I know it's been a while since we touched base with Star Wars. So Star Wars sets up an epic battle between Darth Vader and the Knights of Ren. This is also fairly recent. Again, Star Wars sequel trilogies introduced the fans to Knights of Ren, who are a clan of the dark side Force users led by Kylo Ren. Now, like as many people say from the sequel trilogy films, a story and explanation of how the Knights of Ren fit into Star Wars legends and lore in history largely fell by wayside, leaving a lot of the fans irritated, especially when the Knights of Ren and Ben Solo all fell in a battle during Rise of Skywalker. Now, since the sequel trilogy films ended, it's fallen to Star Wars other media platforms like Star Wars Legends and other Star Wars continually to fill the gaps about the Knights of Ren. Now we're getting another key piece of their story. There are spoilers that follow below. Now you've been warned. So the week marks the release of Crimson Reign, a late story and crossover event of the Marvel Star Wars comic book line. Previous stories are the Wars of the Bounty Hunters, which revealed Solo, a Star Wars story favorite we know, Kira, who is the new leader of Crimson Dawn Syndicate after Maul's death. Now, taken into a group in very different direction between the events of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Kira has reintroduced Crimson Dawn to an underworld as shadowy ninja-like reflex and spies and assassins embedded with the Empire to rebellion. Now, to every crime syndicate in Crimson Reign, Kara has began moving toward her true goals of freeing the galaxy from the rules of Sith Lords. Now, to take down Sith Lords, Kara knows She has to have powerful people behind her. Again, so she invites several groups into Crimson Dawn inner circle, including, we know, the Knights of Ren. Each of these groups serves a specific purpose in Kura's grand design for Knights of Ren. Their task was sneaking in Darth Vader's castle, pulling a heist with the Sith artifacts, and making, as Ren pulls it, legends. Yo, legends. Again. So lots of photos followed beyond that, but then there's more. So while we have yet to find more details on Knights of Ren stealing from Darth Vader's castle, and if it was successful, we want to know more about it, right? So again, we do not know whether a Star Wars timeline or a group will emerge from this period with greater power or knowledge of both Sith and Jedi artifacts of power. Again, noted, it's really important. But we don't know who is going to emerge with greater power and knowledge of artifacts. But some secrets have stemmed way back to the High Republic, which was also rumored to be an idea for Star Wars in the future. But as noted, the ancient sites of the young Ben Solo will eventually make way and later kill off Ren in a duel in leadership. And of course, we see in Kylo Ren comic miniseries. The alliance between Kylo Ren and Kara has obviously deepens out Star Wars theme and has expanded the universe in a way we've never seen before. And with Han Solo's old love, or old childhood flame, now leader of Crimson Dawn, we know that it's been shown that a pivotal hands of setting up the groups will eventually lead Han Solo's son to a dark side, leading to Han Solo's death. A tragedy which is only building upon itself. Now, I'm letting you guys know this. It's really, really important that you guys know the connection between Han Solo characters and the new characters in comic books. Because it is very, very important to realize how they're all connected. Now, of course, we're going to be doing another article, but we want to check the time check. We are at 42. We are at 42 minutes. Again, 42 minutes. We're going to try to hit an hour. We're going to try to. But we're going to try to see where we can go. Okay. Taking my time, because this is a live stream, guys. You don't have to hurry a live stream. Okay. So, we want to keep going. So now we're going to be talking about Kate Bishop. So Kate Bishop's Hawkeye has made a series more complete. Now we're talking about the Matt Fraction. The Matt Fraction Hawkeye series. Now standout character Kate Bishop, played by Haley Steinfeld, is a new addition to Marvel's Cinematic Universe, who has starred alongside Clint Barton in an award-winning series by Matt Fraction and others. Marvel Studios has brought Fraction into the Hawkeye in development, giving and sharing awesome notes about their characters, Clint's hearing loss, and his relationship with Kate Bishop. Fraction has also detailed his time writing Hawkeye, and it's also an addition to Kate Bishop helping him settle out a concept of a fan favorite series. It's double act as what we did, as Fractions told Entertainment Weekly about pairing off the two together in a relationship we've never seen before and haven't written before until now. But we realize it's about the two of them. But more specifically, guys, it's being compulsively unable to stop trying to help people, even if the days have seemed a little off. Now, it's noted, guys, that what is meant for a young woman to fall in his orbit is a blessing and a curse, and would be for her. As a healthy role model, you have to have a good man changing you so that you're not a damaged person. But what kind of mentor would it make? Again, what kind of mentor could teach a mentee so that you can be a so you can the mentee can teach the mentor? That's a good question. But again, we take looks at while we realize the writing of an abuse narratives of stories of abuse survivors, but then again we articulate this new idea while we are writing. The writer has added that Kate's optimism is prevalent in her personality, which is also noted in something in displays of 4 episodes from Disney Plus. Now, as interesting to us, somebody who's almost the candidate level of optimism and faith to set off the battle angels of nature surviving contact of the outside world, they've said. We have a head in this image of her getting her nose busted and a tooth knocked out. And we smile and we think, I knew I was writing this in an image, but we don't know what's going to happen next, or at least what we mean. But as we saw her with the crap knocked out of her, smiling and also realizing she's not lost. But this moment was okay, I know who this is, but I know who I'm writing, and we got to end this off with a mug shot on the first page of issue 20, which was the last one they drew. Again, Hawkeye Comics by Fraction of revitalized Marvel, showing how quieter books focusing on B-list heroes can be successful and cherished and be loved by all fans or most fans alike of Marvel Universe. Now, the series is also an inspiration of a streaming counterpart we know of end credits utilizing the art style. Fans have a lot of roots to episode 4, with Yelena Belova making her long awaited debut, looking to avenge the death of her sister. Now, it's even been commented on her Hawkeye appearance in Instagram post stating, she's here. So, what are your thoughts about the new episodes from Disney Plus? Let me know your thoughts about it, and you have an awesome day. Again, I'm going to be doing I might just be doing, hold on. The time check is still 47 minutes. So maybe I might go under an hour, maybe almost an hour, but not over an hour. At least we want to try to keep it nice. Okay, so we are going to be doing one more article, guys. One more article. At least we want to find another good article. Okay, so now we are going to be talking about Star Wars one last time again for this live stream. For this live stream. This live stream, guys. So Star Wars teases a return of another beloved legend character to Star Wars canon. This was also recent, guys. Recent. So in years following the release of Star Wars Return of the Jedi, Star Wars fans were given a number of adventures with compelling characters was then known as Star Wars Expanded Universe. But when Disney had bought Lucasfilm in 2012, the studio has relegated these characters and events of legends realms of galaxies far, far away. Though various narratives have found ways to bring those figures back into the folds, back in this final season of the Clone Wars, we have a beloved figure hinted to be brought back in canon. Star Wars Crimson Reign #1, again, is also important to know because we just had mentioned that prior or before in the past. So teasing a character is an important common part of the narratives to cement themselves and confirmed to be later in canon. Now there are spoilers from Crimson Reign #1. Now again, Crimson Reign is related to Crimson Dawn and again follows the fallout and conclusion from War of Bounty Hunters. And we already know that it all kind of ties in all together because we already talked about Kara and her connection. So, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire narratives have included their characters in video games, novels, and comic books, and many other legend adventures. Now, the Black Sun organization, through the charm and physical powers of strategizing, is considered to be one of the more palpable threats of members of Galactic Empire. Again, it's first hinted, their characters are becoming involved later in Star Wars canon. But as final season of Clone Wars has already came, it is eminent that the Phantom Apprentice, witness as gathering an important crime syndicate, which includes a figure of physicality and outfit resembled of Zayar. Now, igniting some speculations amongst fans, the shadows of the Empire villains are gonna possibly make a return, guys. Possibly make a return. Yeah, what's up? Yeah? Yeah, what's up? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. So that was just my dad. He was just checking in. But to finish out and close this video, we don't have to wear the Spider-Man mask from the rest of it because it's safe to say, and it is safe to admit, that I've worn the Spider-Man mask at least in the times that we want to fill in what we wanted from this limited time series. Now, however, these stories and theories of Star Wars, guys, again, theories that might not entirely pan out later, we don't know. But again, they have previously appeared from Clone Wars, guys, Clone Wars. So, being that of the first issue from Crimson Reign, we are unknown if they will make an official appearance yet or not. Again, it's noted that reading his name to ignite excitement among the fans. And Crimson Reign should be available to you guys. So, are you excited about them returning the canon? What are your thoughts? You can also contact Patrick Kavanaugh directly to Twitter to talk about all things Star Wars and scary things. Again, disclosure, this is comicbook.com, which is the division of Viacom CBS and Paramount Plus. Again, let me know your guys' thoughts. Again, I just wanted to close this off real quick, y'all. Again, I just figured because, now since my dad checked in just here at the end and he just wanted to remind me that I had to make sure that I grabbed the garbage from the laundry room. Of course, the lint from clothes and dryers and stuff. I have to empty that trash can, and I also have to empty the bathroom trash because Wednesday is going to be the township's trash day. Now, as noted, guys, it is very, very important that not only am I aware of what's going on with reality, but also what's going on with your guys' reality and between reality and fantasy and fictions and all this type of stuff tying in together in the fold. Again, I want to entertain you guys as best and as great as I can. So, you guys are in the fills for what you know, for learning things every day or at least every other time you watch a live stream or a video on my channel. My name, Daniel Hutchins. Now, again, I've been doing a comic book universe since 2005. Now, that is a year that I actually am really significant with because that is a year that ties in also because in 2005 and also right around that year, I here am still today, still talking to you guys about Comic Book Universe, even after many, 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 many years, even before the birth of my YouTube channel, I've actually done some Comic Book Universe. But again, before I met you guys here on YouTube, I've been doing some comic book universe again on the more small scale. But again, as I got older, as I gone through middle school and high school, I decided to grow my interest and grow my fandom and grow the content that I can so then I can be familiarized with the current events and the current feels of everything in the comic book universe, comics, comic book movies, etc., etc., etc. Again, it's noted that I also had simultaneously just finished up a movie from my HBO from my PlayStation. Now, I also am watching over the Super Bowl 30 with the Cowboys and the Steelers. Not that it matters though, but I'm simultaneously watching that too and revisiting that again because that is a story that actually has my childhood team and my dad's childhood team facing off again. But again, we're not really here to talk about that though. But again, I'm noting that what I'm doing with my day also ties in with what I'm talking about sometimes, some of the time, with when I'm talking about stuff with comic book universe in some lighter way or another. But again, as you guys probably know, I'm probably going to be doing some more videos and stuff later. Again, I'm doing them later. So right now, I'm probably going to relax. My dad just had to come downstairs just to remind me what was going to happen tomorrow. But again, I taken care of it. I told him I'd help him out. I wouldn't let him down. Again, he was just going downstairs to get some meat down from the freezer down in the laundry room, which is literally just adjacent to my room. So again, I'm just letting you guys know that I will be doing more videos. I just have to plan out and pan out what I'll do and what I'll cover for y'all. So again, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Now, since 4 o'clock is now technically evening, again, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And if I don't get a chance to talk about another video or content today, you'll understand that I'll be busy. But again, like you guys who've always been faithful and always stand by me and always been my followers, thank you for everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being a member, being a part of my family on YouTube, and being a family member of Comic Book Universe. Again, I've been a family member of Comic Book Universe for quite a while. In fact, and when I first met my dad preceding my preceding dad, he was the one who solely got me into the souls and the hearts and the love and the passion of comic book universe to this day. Now, that is the thing that I owe him a lot for. Owe a great debt to my dad Eric because he's got me into this full time. So then that way I am here to deliver you guys the best or some of the great content that comic book universe guys have to offer you. Now I am more genuinely more calm and more patient nowadays, more so in my YouTube channel endeavors, more so than some other YouTube channels. But again, I'm letting you guys know I do things a little differently than other comic book universe entertainment review channels. Again, I want you guys to realize that I am really pretty open to you guys having more ideas and you guys are communicating some more across my platform because I need you guys to understand how genuinely concerned I am about my channel growing because I want you guys to understand that without your input, without your communication, I would have not been here at all without your guys' help beyond the line. Again, I really, 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 really pray and I hope that next year will bring you lots of good things. And I can almost can guarantee that you guys are going to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful year of content next year. I know for a fact that I'm looking ahead into my eyes right now from beyond the lines of horizon, And I know that for a fact that I promise you guys that I'll do some of the better content that I can and promise you with better content. So then that way you guys can always come back and relate to me and be like, oh yeah, he's Daniel, he's the legend, he's the one who tells us about comic books and movies and comic book universe. Because deep down in my heart, guys, I care about you guys, and I want you guys to care about my channel because you guys deep down have to realize that it's something I've been passionate for since 2005. Again, I've been doing comic book universe since 2005, henceforth why that is a very, very significant time as to why I was introduced in comic books and why I talk about comic books and why I'm so devoted and passionate about feeling something and sharing you among some things that I love and things that you should love as far as comic book media. Again, it's an entertainment channel that is a lot different than those of other channels. Now, I might do things different than other entertainment channels, but nonetheless, guys, my topic is about entertainment. So I want you guys to feel like you are nice and calm about what I am here to address to you guys from week to week and to month or to year. So you guys can get a feel of what is really dived in with comic book universe and any sorts of lights and any sorts of hope. So again, you guys have an awesome evening. I'm just chilling. So again, I probably might get my juice that's behind my chair. I'm gonna pour myself a little cup of juice inside my juice mug, and I'm just gonna try to relax for a little while. Um, Now since I finished up one of my movies I was working on with my HBO Max, I might just put on something just like a show or something. And of course, you don't have to worry about me because I can take care of myself pretty well. At least when I have my followers and my family and my friends there to help me along my journey. Again, I hope you guys will have a wonderful evening. I hope you guys will have a nice, lovely, awesome dinner. I hope you guys will get lots of rest for a new day tomorrow. And again, I hope you guys will continue to come back and love and enjoy the content I have for y'all to share. Again, I like to try to make memories happen here on channel Daniel Hutchins, and I want you guys to know that I care about you guys, and you guys are the family that I so transpire to. Again, it's noted that again, I want you guys to feel like you belong on my channel. I want you guys to feel like you're part of my family because you guys who are my long time, lifetime subscribers since the very get go, I want you guys to understand how passionate and how thankful I am you guys have been as far as relating and watching all my YouTube videos thus far. So again, to many more years of fellowship and communion with comic book universe family across the country and across the world, to everyone across all the world, y'all. Again, I want you guys to have a wonderful night. And again, I talk to you guys on a much later note later. And I'll promise you guys, I will not leave you hanging. I need to just have some time to rest now. So, on a side note, guys, you have a awesome evening, as I've said before and prior again. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I care about everyone here on channel Daniel Hutchins, and I hope you guys feel the same way about me. So again, we are already an hour and 4 minutes in this video. I know I said I was going to cut off sooner, but again, I wanted to have this nice, long, genuine talk at the end so you guys can feel like you're on the same page as me. And so now, since I feel like you guys aren't watching, or at least not going to be watching it till much later day or time, I'm going to leave this off with a happy note. And I hope you guys will have an awesome, wonderful, amazing night. I'll see you guys later. Bye.